guys. Welcome to another edition of AI Spotlight. This is a special edition. We'll be featuring this AI Spotlight show for the Google Nest 2025 conference, and I'm here at the exhibition hall. And today we'll be having Bill, who is what's your job position?
I'm a solutions engineer at SingleStore, specializing in AI.
We have Bill here, who is the solution engineering for SingleStore, and he'll be telling us how their platform support the development of AI technology. As you guys all know, we like interviewing organizations, how they build different AI applications to support the efficient delivery or the efficient deployment of AI technology. Hi, Bill. Nice to have you on our AI Spotlight show.
Hey, Henry, good to be here. Doing great. How about you?
Yeah, it's awesome. I find it very interesting to find myself in this kind of environment.
Yeah.
It's good to see that a lot of people are exploring, this world of AI innovation. And it also shows the time and the effort that is being put into this innovation, and the level of dedication, and also our organizations are also adopting this AI technology in order to gain market dominance and competitive advantage.
Yeah.
Okay, can you tell us about SingleStore?
Yeah, of course. So what SingleStore is at the core technology is a database. And we were designed with performance in mind. So in my opinion, we are the fastest database on the market. And we're built to handle really any data type. So whether that's transactional data, analytical data, JSON data, geospatial, or even vectors or full text search, we're able to handle that with high performance in one place.
Wow, that is amazing. Can you tell us maybe clients that use you guys' platform?
Yeah, so we have a publicly available list of clients on our website. Behind me, you can see a couple of the names on the board here. It's like Adobe is a big consumer of ours, Goldman Sachs. We have 2 of the top 4 companies in the world based on market capitalization. I think 7 of the top 10 banks in the US, as well as several exciting fintech companies.
Wow, that is really amazing. Wow, okay, let's go to our discussion for today. What kind of AI product services does SingleStore offer, please?
Yeah, so our core technology is a database, so we don't offer any AI products per se. However, we power pretty much any kind of AI product. So we're essentially the data layer for any sort of AI product. So when customers come to us asking to power their AI applications, we store really all of the data that AI application is interacting with.
Okay. Can you mention like 2 specific? I know you guys provide the platform. What are the name of those platforms?
What was that?
The name of the platforms?
Oh yeah, so the name of the platform is SingleStore Helios, which is our managed service cloud database offering.
Okay.
It's essentially the same product as SingleStore, just like the main product, but in a managed service environment, which allows just for significantly better ease of use for our clients.
Okay. Wow, that is amazing. Now let us look at each of these platforms in terms of how does this platform support client workloads?
Yeah,
like now we have organizations that are trying to build LLM technology. Some are trying to build deep learning, and some are trying to even build a combination of all this technology, from deep learning to computer vision to natural language processing to predictive AI. Then does your platform support all of this workload?
It does, yeah. So the only thing that all of these really have in common is that they all use data. That's really like the only thing that all of those workloads have in common. And we can store all of that data and we can supply all of that data. So for example, in the case of like using an LLM, you really have, I guess, 3 main options when you're working with an LLM and you want to apply it to your enterprise data. Your first option is training an LLM on your enterprise data, which works. But first of all, it's super expensive.
Oh, wow.
It's like we're talking hundreds of millions of dollars expensive. Second of all, every time you add more data, you will need to retrain your LLM on that new data or fine tune it on that new data. And then Your second option is just like fine tuning an LLM, which also is super expensive. And every time you need more data, you will need to refine tune that LLM.
Okay.
And then like the third option for using an LLM on your enterprise data is RAG, or retrieval augmented generation.
Okay.
In which case you just do a search of all your documents and provide that to an existing LLM and have it give you an answer.
Okay.
And that's what we're seeing by far the most adoption, just because it is the easiest solution to implement, just as effective as the other two the vast majority of the time, and significantly cheaper.
Wow, that is amazing. Then I have a question regarding the things that you just said right now. Was there a time that a client reached out to you guys and your platform couldn't support that business use case? How were you guys able to navigate or come up with a way to be able to accommodate the client? As we know that AI innovation is actually growing, is actually in progress, but has there been a time where a client reached out and maybe it took more than the usual time to be able to build a solution for the client, or was there a time you guys hit a snag? You told the client, oh, we're sorry, our platform will not be able to meet your business use case?
Yeah, so that is a great question. So yes, people reach out to us all the time asking us about our graph use cases.
Can you pause? I want to check okay, you're good.
Yeah, so people reach out to us all the time asking about graph and like how do you implement like a knowledge graph approach.
Okay.
And we don't support graph as a native data type. In fact, it's the only data type we don't support.
Okay.
However, we've come up with a workaround on our end that allows clients to do essentially graph workloads on SingleStore. So you're still getting all of the performance and scalability of SingleStore while being able to implement a graph. And the way that we did that is through creating an approach where we use like our full text search and we create an entities table and a relationships table.
Okay.
And we're able to like join and search those tables with a full text search query.
Okay.
A full text search based query. I mean, there's joins and stuff in there as well.
Okay.
And it essentially gets the same functionality as using a graph data type without actually using the graph data type. So originally we were turning those people away on the basis of like, hey, we can't do this. But I just after learning more about the technology and experimenting on our end, we figured out that like, hey, we can actually do that and support this use case.
Oh wow, that is amazing. My next question will be, how does your platform, support client need in terms of scalability and also in terms of integration with other platforms? As you know, when it comes to designing AI solution, it requires a blend of different technologies.
Yeah.
Then how does your platform support this kind of design approach?
Yeah, definitely. So I'll answer this kind of, I guess, in three different parts. So first of all, I'll start with scalability, then I'll move on to integration with other things.
Okay.
Actually, I'll answer this in two different parts, scalability and integration.
Okay.
So first of all, for scalability, like this is where we beat pretty much anybody else is in scalability. We have multiple customers in the petabyte scale of workloads. And like we work with some of the biggest companies in the world on mission critical workloads in the petabyte scale. So like this is our sweet spot. And for clients using our managed service cloud offering, SingleStore Helios, we're able to scale just with the click of a button. So it's like you can scale your database literally just by clicking resize and clicking the new size that you want, and it'll scale up to that new size within minutes.
Wow.
We also have an auto scaling feature for workloads that are more dynamic and you just scale kind of as customer demand grows and can scale back down after customer demand subsides just to save money on scaling costs.
Okay.
So that's how we scale, and we're able to scale up to once again up to petabyte scale workloads.
Okay.
And then, so in terms of integrating with other technologies, I'll answer this in terms of like how we integrate with other databases first of all, and then in how we integrate with LLMs second of all. So in terms of how we integrate with other databases, we have a CDC platform. It's called SingleStore Flow, and CDC is short for Change Data Capture. So we capture we can bulk flow data from other platforms into SingleStore, and then capture changes in those other platforms in SingleStore in real time.
Okay.
And so we have a platform called a product called SingleStore Flow for that allows us to do CDC from tools like Postgres, SQL Server. And then we have native and Snowflake, and we have native connectors for MySQL, Mongo, any cloud data storage, so like Google Cloud Object Store, S3, etc. And then we have
And sorry, does your platform integrate with any DevOps technology like GitHub or something like that for deployment? Yeah, do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so I mean that would just be changes in your SQL code would be the way we would interact with GitHub. Yeah, it would just be changes in SQL code is the only way there, really.
Then with another question asked was about the design.
Yeah.
Then
the design of SingleStore itself, or the design of how?
Does your platform support the infusion of different AI technology solution? You understand what I'm saying? Like now, does your platform allows maybe a client to be able to, let us say um, they want to implement maybe some kind of data management practices. Then how does your platform support those kinds of exercise?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Yeah.
So I think first of all is to like data access for like especially financial clients. Really, all clients need a very high grain, like very in depth, like granular controlled data access. So we have both row based and role based access control. So we can integrate with data management best practices by allowing you to manage which users can interact with which data. And this doesn't have to apply to like human users necessarily. It's going to apply to AI agents as well. So you can control which data your AI agents have access to within the database to make sure that you're fully complying with data management best practices and security standards.
Wow, that is amazing. And my next question would be, in terms of the industry that you guys support, right? Is there any industry in particular that SingleStore cannot meet their need when it comes to, Like now, I would like you to talk. Do you guys support like both public sectors, private sectors?
Yeah, so we support both public and private sectors. We actually just got certified to work with the U.S. government. So we don't, by just got certified, I mean literally last week. So we don't really have any U.S. government clients at the moment. But we support pretty much everything else at the moment. We have a ton of clients in the financial services sector, ton of clients in big tech, a ton of startups. Some clients in even like the large retail space, healthcare, pretty much literally everything.
Great. Now, my next question will be, how does your platform support organizations that comes from, let us say, the banking industry, where they need to comply with some kind of stringent policy, like the PCI policy, and also the healthcare, where they need to comply with the HIPAA policy? Then, does your platform comply with this policy? Does it support organizations that fall into this industry category?
Yeah, we do. So I mean, like you can see behind me, Goldman Sachs is one of our clients, and we're fully PCI compliant through like several things. So we're SOC 2 Type 2 compliant, which is one of their requirements. We encrypt data in transit and at rest, which is another one of their requirements. Then we have like access control based off of which users are using the database. And then for the healthcare industry, we're fully HIPAA compliant. Like one of our clients in the healthcare industry is Cigna, who has that as a requirement.
Wow, that is amazing. And my last question will be, how is SingleStore trying to incorporate responsible AI principles in the design of their technology? Because I think this is very, very paramount. As we know that AI has some limitations like around hallucination, incorrect data poisoning. Then how does SingleStore provide a platform that complies with responsible AI policies?
Yeah, so I love that question, and I think this is one of the biggest challenges that we're facing today in terms of like broader AI adoption. I just first of all making sure that like what the AI is outputting is right first of all, and responsible first of all, and correct second of all. Or I mean, you need both of those to implement any sort of AI system in production. And the best way to do that is giving the LLM the most accurate data to answer questions based off of. And our approach to doing that is rather than like just giving it vector data or text data, we're able to integrate with any kind of data. So you can integrate with so you can, rather than like just sending text data to your LLM, you can send text data via vector search or a hybrid search, which is a combination of a vector search and a full text search, as well as like other numeric data, so that you're allowing like your AI agents to interact with like the broader picture of a client's data, without leaving any spots out that might lead to a hallucination.
Wow.
If that makes sense.
Yep, really. Wow, it's nice to have you on our AI Spotlight show, Bill.
Thank you.
I would like to have this with you probably virtually because we have
absolutely.
most of our audiences on LinkedIn. Maybe you guys can do like a demo of the product itself.
Yeah, we'd love to give a demo.
Yeah, thank you so much for having you on our AI Spotlight show.
Yeah,
hi
thanks,
guys. Wow, that was a very insightful interview. As you know, we like bringing it fresh. We like updating you guys on the latest trend in the world of AI technology. Make sure you keep locked to this channel. We'll bring more information related to some of the new AI technology that was announced during the Google Cloud Next 2025. Thank you. My name still remains Henry Onowale, the host of AI Spot.